good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Pokeroo Live. Yes, we're back again with me, Shuggy Wuggy. I'm back and I've got a glittery jacket today. Glittery jacket, yes. Um, just in case you want to join us on today to ask your own question, uh, the link for the studio is on the page. Okay, so now I can remove this ticker tape and I can have peace. So welcome to all the members. Just a quick update, not much before we get our guest on. We're now up to 325 lovely members, although there is one member who hasn't told me who their screen name is, and they've got 24 hours to tell us their screen name. That is their VR poker username. If they don't tell me, then they get kicked off the page, okay? Because we want to know who everybody is. We don't want any spies. Right. Catching up on last week. Well done to Ace for his great interview last week. It was spoke about all round the tables. Ace, you done a great job. Last week we said, Chaz Reinhold, where are you? We laid the gauntlet down for Chaz to come back, and he hasn't. That was for you, Chaz, because I know he watches this. Anyway, the next one we were talking about that we were going to introduce was the poker VR games. Now, I never spoke about that last week. So we are going to introduce Pokeroo games round the tables. And that is USA. So 3 American players versus 3 players that are non-American. So 3 players, USA versus rest of the world. And it's just playing normal poker, but you're playing a team event, and it's the first team to get 7 wins, 7 points. So if you win a hand, it's a point for your team, and it's a good in-game game to play at the table. Tongue twisted today. Interviews. It's great. We've got moderators all working very hard to get interviews on today. Thanks to Little Fluff for organising today's interview. I think next week we're going to get Glenn. I think Glenn's scheduled for interview. If you've not been asked, we're not going to ask you. You're going to tell us, Shuggy, it's our turn. All right, and we'll get you on. The Israeli brothers. Yeah, they were meant to be on 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. They were meant to be on this week. What's happened to you guys? Come on, we want you guys on together as well. Right, without further ado, and we have got some people backstage, but we're going to welcome on the star of the show this week, and of course, it is the man with the voice, very distinctive voice round the tables. Let's welcome Scott. Hi, Scott. How are you doing?
Good morning, Shug. How are you?
Well, I'm good, Scott. Now, before we start, I have to know, we've got 2 lines in front of your name, Scott, and I don't know if it's Scott the second, if it's Lulu Scott, or if it's 1-1 Scott. What is the 2 lines for?
That is I-L, capital I, lowercase l, for those of you that are not common with alphabetics.
Oh, so that means you are illiterate, Scott.
That is it. That means I'm from Illinois, the great state of Illinois.
Oh, I'm from Chicago. Is that
yes,
in Illinois?
Born and raised. We're brothers.
No, the funny thing is, when we go round the tables, I always say I'm from Chicago. Anyway, right, before we start the interview, we have a guest backstage who's clicked the link. So we'll let this guest on first to say hi, and I think it's Sandy Pants. Sandy, hello. Hello, Sandy. Sandy.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Sandy. So, Sandy, what's your screen name? Is it Sandy Pants? Right enough.
That's correct.
And where are you from, Sandy?
Have a guess.
India.
Kentucky.
You're so clever. No, I'm from New Zealand, Shuggy.
From New Zealand. What a great part of the world. Oh, what time is it in New Zealand right now?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
I'm honored.
I've got friends that stay in New Zealand in a place called Napier. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yes, of course I am. Yes, it's a beautiful place, Napier.
Right, okay. So I don't think I've ever played with you at the table. Scott, do you know Sandy?
Absolutely, very well. She's a midnight player for my time zone.
Right, cool. So, Sandy, do you have your own question for Scott?
No, I just wanted to see what he looked like.
Down here. Just me,
It's always,
Sandy.
it's always really good to just put a face to the voice. You know, it's nice to
Sometimes
sort of see
they surprise you, don't
Yeah.
they?
At times they surprise you.
Sandy, your face is so surprising me right now. Look at those eyes.
Well, I didn't realize that I was going to be on camera, and I haven't got dressed yet, so there's no chance you're going to be getting on
well, we're not
Well,
complaining. We'll
she
put
knew
you on
what she
full
was
screen.
coming for then.
So, because of course you can watch this live on the Facebook page, and we are live on YouTube as well. But you're more than welcome for anyone watching right now. We put the link on our page for if you want to come on and just ask a question. I know last week, Little Fluff, she was playing at the tables, and the only way she could watch it was from here. Yeah. So how often do you play, Sandy?
Oh, probably once or twice a night.
Or a night, okay, or a day. Okay,
Yeah, it
cool.
just depends. Yeah, like probably 3 or 4 times a week at least, I guess.
And how come I've never seen you? What tables do you play at?
Funnily enough, I've never played with you either, Shuggy. It's very strange because everybody does
Yeah.
talk about you. I play well. Really, I guess I moved from Diamond. I don't really go up to David O'Case because I'm not that rich. But
Okay.
so yeah, probably the Platinums and the Diamond Plus
Right.
sort of
Well,
tables.
I look forward to taking your chips, Sandy.
Yeah, because you know what, Scott does that enough. Thank you.
Right. Got to leave some for me, Shig.
And how long have you two guys been playing with each other?
I'd say 6 or 8 months now, regularly. We didn't hang out. A lot of circles in there, as you know, a lot of different circles. So
Yeah.
kind of can play for a long time without running into some of the same people. But regularly now, about the last 6 months, and Sandy's a great player. Don't let her kid you. She'll take her own set of chips.
Well, maybe, Sandy, we can get you lined up for your own interview
There
in the
you go.
22 questions.
We'll see. It won't be this early. Because this early in the morning for me, I should actually be at work.
Well, I think that'd be a great time, Sandy, if you're not dressed before 10 a.m.
So, Sandy, thanks for joining us. But stay watching. I'll stay on the page and watch us, okay? And we'll catch up with you round the table soon.
Good to see
Alan.
you.
Thanks, Sandy. There we go. That's great. Someone coming on all the way from New Zealand, the internet. Thomas is saying hi. Facebook user saying hello from Platinum One. So they're listening to this on Platinum One table. And there's Marius saying, good morning.
Good morning, Marius.
Good morning. Good morning. They walk all. Right. So are you ready, Scott? Ready for your 22 questions? Right. So is your name Scott?
My name is Scott.
Right. Okay. And do you have any other usernames?
I do have one anonymous username. It's a user underscore with about 50 different numbers because when I created it, I didn't know how to set up the name. So I left it user with about 50 numbers on it.
Right. And do you still use it?
I use it, and we'll get into that story a little bit later in the interview.
Fine. That's fine. Well, there's Formula 37 saying hello from the home of Diana Ross.
Hello, welcome.
Party at the Palace. Absolutely. I don't know if you managed to watch the party last night from Buckingham Palace.
A heck of a celebration. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But did you notice Diana Ross? She was lip syncing. She was miming.
Does that often.
I know. I don't know how they got away with it. I was thinking of trying it on here.
Good question, sure. Good question.
It's not going to work, is it? Right.
No.
So you've passed question number 1. Question number 2 is, of course, the location, but you've told us, but just zoom in on Illinois. Are you actually in Chicago?
Chi-Town.
Wow. I'm from the south side of Chicago.
Same here, sir. South side. We don't go out after dark.
You know, I've been to a lot of cities in America, and Chicago is my favorite. And as well as being a lovely city, the thing that makes it for me, Chicago, Scott, is the people. It's the people, because I've done New York so many times, and I compare New York to London. It's fast. Life's in the fast lane. people don't have time for you. It's a rat race. Whereas Chicago's more like my hometown of Glasgow, where people will spend time and sit at a bar and will talk to you. They'll just be
Yes.
so friendly. And I noticed a huge difference from if somebody's from Chicago, are they a Chicagoian or is there a name for them?
Midwestern is what they call them. Midwestern.
All right. So if I say that I was Midwestern, people would know I'm from Chicago.
They'd know you're from the central part of the state. Yes, they know
But not Chicago, but not just Chicago.
Not just.
Whereas if you're from New York, you say I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
If
We
I'm
like
from
to
Glasgow,
claim all over. Illinois is so big, and Chicago's such a small part of the big state that we live in that a lot of
Right.
people get lost in Chicago. I actually live south of Chicago, and we have a real small town. We're real small based family and church value, and
right,
we have the speed of Chicago within distance, but we're very
Right.
laid back where I'm at.
so you're detached from the big city as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Right. So do you have a job?
I do. I'm a roofer, union roofer. I'm out injured right now, but I climb on all them high rises and
Okay.
businesses that need new roofs, and we put on roofs all summer long.
Very good. If you could do me a favor, if you ever get to Michigan, Detroit, Ken Davis is looking for a new roof.
Ken,
he's got-
hit me up. Hit
Yeah,
me up. We'll make
He's
a
got
trip.
he's got a tin roof. What are you drinking there, Scott? What's that you're drinking?
Just a Mountain Dew, a little sugar for this evening, Shug.
Good. Well, I've got the Scottish very own iron. It's called Iron Brew.
Nice. It's about 5 o'clock here, so about drinking time to get started, as Marius would say.
Okay, cool. Right. So hobbies. If you're not playing poker, how would you spend your weekends or any hobbies?
Sporting events. I love baseball. I love hockey.
What's your team? What's your baseball team?
St. Louis Cardinals and St. Louis Blues hockey. We go to a lot of concerts. Love concerts. There ain't too many bands we haven't seen. Sammy Hagar is our all-time favorite. We go every year when he's
And
in.
is that country?
No, hard rock. Rock.
Oh, hard rock.
Yeah,
Do you know Glenn that plays in the tables?
I do. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know he's a drummer in a rock
That's
band?
what I heard. Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
trying to get him lined up next week. Cha-ching.
Get him on. He's a great guy. I love Glenn.
Yeah. So you like is that the kind of genre of music you like? The rock music.
Yeah, I'm mainly into probably would say 80s to today rock and roll, a little bit on the harder side. But I'll listen to anything. My wife got me into country, but that's kind of when I'm drinking and want to cry a little bit.
Or she's want you to be affectionate.
We always know.
Sing a country song. And how does she cope with you playing the poker? Is she okay with that?
Well, I have 9 kids, so there's always something for her to do. I have 9 kids.
Yeah.
Around.
I think you should invest in a television. 9 kids.
I should have invested in an Oculus a long time ago.
Yeah, there'd be no 9 kids. Oh my God. So are they all girls, all boys? What's the mix?
Half and half. I got one more girl than boy, but they range from 23 to 4.
Right. Okay. Michigan, also Midwestern home of Willie Elliott. Yeah, Willie Elliott. Have you played with Willie before?
I love Ken. I love Willie. I love all them guys from Detroit.
Good. Facebook user, but don't know who you are, but hello.
Welcome.
Right. Right. So on to the VR. How long have you been on the Oculus VR?
About 18 months, going on 2 years now.
Okay. And is it a Quest 1 or the Quest 2 you have?
Always been the 2, yeah.
2. And tell us the story about you wanting to get a Quest 2. How did you get it?
My son asked for one for Christmas 2 years ago. He played it for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He told me about the poker game on there, so one night he put it on my head, and after that I went and got my own. So it was all over.
Very, very good. Good. It's quite a similar story, but usually it's players that have just took it off their kids. You're not getting that. You've rode the roller coaster. That's you. You're done. Give me it for poker. Very good. So before you played poker VR, did you play poker before?
Oh yeah, hosted cash games. We usually played once a week for about 5 years straight. I'd have
Right.
12 or 15 guys. I played casino. The wife and I
Right.
go to Vegas at least once a year, so I play
Okay.
out there. So yeah, I play a lot of poker
Yeah.
prior.
So when you host cash games, is it like something like a $20 buy-in and winner that kind of idea?
Home games were usually $100 min on the buy-in.
Ooh.
Cash games, I usually start with 300 to 500 if I'm gonna sit down. Usually
Ah,
1, 2, or 2, 5, no limit for cash.
ah,
Tournaments, we usually do a Super Bowl tournament once a year where we have a Super Bowl. So we usually do $100 buy-in on that one as well.
very good, very good. There's Cindy. Nice to see you again, Cindy.
Welcome
She
in,
says,
Cindy.
"How's everyone doing on the dark side?" Cindy was one of the originators with me and Sherry. It started this group, this Facebook page. Lovely, lovely, lovely lady and her husband from Canada, but they're from the Go side. But they did get a quest, but they don't play anymore. They
Come
don't play.
on. Come
Everybody's,
on.
I know everybody's talking about them. Where are they? Cindy, you and Joe, get back on here. That's an order from me
Come
and
on.
Scott.
We
Yeah,
need
from me
good
and Scott.
players. Come on.
Well, no, then don't bother coming,
You
Cindy.
know,
Don't bother coming then, Cindy. They need good players. I'm only joking. Okay. Right. So on to the game that we love. Now, what level are you at? Let everybody know what level you're at.
last time I checked, it's harder for us to check than you guys. Last time I checked, I was 54.
54. That's a great level. But I mean, we can't check anymore. The go side's down. So we're all one now. We're all together.
Right.
And as I said last week to Ace, we missed the trophy on our table because it's, as you say, it's harder to see now. It's not, it's not in your face. You have to go and look
Meaningless.
for your level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, right. Oh, wait a minute. There's Cindy saying, listen, it's not Joe, it's Big Daddy. So
Big
it's
Daddy.
our husband's Big Daddy. And, you know, he's a character. He really is a character. For those of you that don't know Big Daddy Joe, well, you know, here he is. That's him.
We need you, Joe. We need
Yeah,
you.
he is a character. That is Big Daddy Joe. Oh, Cindy's going to kill me for that one. Right. So, favorite table, Scott. Where do you like playing best?
Platinum, definitely platinum.
Okay, and did it take you a while to get to platinum? Or have you always
Yeah, I was scared to death of platinum. I mean,
Yeah.
What was it? First year I played, I wouldn't go above diamond. So I
Right,
mean, my
okay.
home base was diamond.
Yeah.
But once I got hooked, got my bankroll up, somebody told me a long time ago, don't sit down at a table. How do you judge when you're ready to move from one level to another? And it's 3 times that bankroll. I always say if your chip stack isn't 3 times what the max buy-in of the table is, you shouldn't be at that level yet. And the other way around, if your bankroll's way over, you should be thinking about moving up, because the only way to level up is to continuously move up through the
Yeah.
game. So don't
Right,
get
so
stuck on one table or one specific seating place.
so I guess you've not got a good bankroll. That's why you don't play the David table. Oh, so tell me, do you play the millionaires table?
Oh, I love David Table, but as I'll tell you later, it's easy to lose large sums of money. I play
Right.
for many hours a
Right.
day.
Well, we'll get
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
We'll get there because that's coming up, of
Yeah,
course.
but my home base right now, you'll find me on platinum,
Platinum, right.
diamond plus area.
Well, do you know, I mean, recently I've been playing platinum, but I'm more comfortable with Diamond Plus. I
Yep.
feel more relaxed in Diamond Plus because in Diamond Plus, I feel as if I can afford to see every flop, and I like to see a flop.
You got it.
Whereas Platinum, there's a lot of times I won't risk even seeing the flop because the
Right.
betting's too strong. So
Yep,
Diamond Plus is my favorite.
Same.
Yeah, although I do like the adrenaline in Platinum.
You got it. Yep.
You know, so I probably play Platinum more than I do Diamond Plus. I'm more comfortable in Diamond Plus.
Yeah, when
Right.
I need to regroup my game and focus again, that's where I find myself.
Yeah. And me being a bit of Bazoo calls me a stimulator. She thinks she'd stimulate trouble, but I'm not a troublemaker. I like chat. I like the social side on the tables, and I find that I can have more fun than Diamond Plus because it's just not as serious as
Right.
Platinum. Some players are on Platinum and they might not talk a lot, or they're concentrating on their poker, which is fair enough. So that's another reason I like the social side of the Diamond Plus.
Yeah.
Do you have a strategy, Scott? What is your poker strategy that you'd like to declare?
Well, everybody knows I'm more of the tight side, kind of like Ace last week. If I'm in a hand, generally I have something. I don't bluff a lot. I find myself getting caught in bluffs very often. So if I'm in a hand, especially a raising situation or even a calling of a raise, I've got some piece of it, and I do not draw. My worst thing is getting caught in chasing straights and flushes when 9 out of 10 times you don't hit them and it costs you more money than it's worth. So very rarely do I chase a straight or draw after the flop. I'm not gonna...
If you had the option to chase something, I know I chase a flush. Is there anything that you would be tempted to chase?
Yeah, I'll chase a flush before I will a straight. And to be honest, in VR poker, the sick part is I'll chase an inside straight before I'll chase an open-ended straight. I really will. More times I've seen someone hit that inside straight where it's like there's no way they hit an inside, and they have, versus the other day I think I counted 16 open-ended straight draws in a session and I didn't hit one. 0 for 16 on open-ended straights. So I mean,
so a lot of this comment comes up quite a lot. They think that VR poker is rigged.
No.
Cards are rigged. The dealing's rigged. The algorithm, I hate that word, that it's all geared to certain players. And I just don't believe any of that because they use a random card shuffler. It is random. That's the way I see it. What do you think of that?
My opinion on it is partially true, but you're not playing a real poker game because you don't go play a cash game with 6 people. When you play a 6-person cash game, you are generating more action because the cards come out different than if you were playing with 8 people sitting there. That's why most casinos either play with 8, 9, or 10 people at a table. 6 people's seating is designed for a tournament, which is designed to increase that action as blind levels go up and stuff like that. So in fact, the game is in a way, by limiting us to only 6 seats, they do create more action based on the cards possible and the cards that are left in the deck to come out, eliminating 2 to 3 more hands if you had more seats at the table. So I agree they're not rigging it in one sense, but as you're going to talk about in a way, my opinion would be they need to bring in at least 2 more seats to the table. The tables are big enough to support 8 people, and you don't go to any cash game online or live where you're playing with less than 8 people at a table. And that would, them 2 extra hands would reduce some of the action at the table, and you wouldn't have the full houses and flushes and everything like you do now on virtually every hand that you see.
Yeah. And of course, we do see a lot more hands than we do in live poker. But do you know, you're the first person that's brought that to my attention. And it's interesting. However, I think the minute you open it up to 8 or 10 players, then we're just going to slow the game down.
You will in a way, but to be honest with you, how much more are you slowing it down versus what some of the players already slow it down, and with the natural glitches that the game has in it itself? So they slow themselves. When somebody glitches out and they're in a hand and you still got to sit there and wait the whole 30 seconds for them to fold the hand and then glitch out of their seat, you're still slowing the game too. So, I mean, adding the 2 seats to the table would be my resolve to telling them you would know that the difference would be noticeable.
Yeah.
You would really notice the difference, because you do. And I don't like the other site. I do occasionally visit the other site, but there is a noticeable difference with 2 extra hands or 3 extra hands in that game.
Yeah.
People are winning with a pair and 2 pair, to where when I have 2 pair in my hand, I'm beat. 95% of the time I'm beat. For 2 years.
Yeah.
2 pair is no good in that game, because someone is always going to catch a straight or a flush or a boat. So it's worth exploring for the game. That's all I say.
By the way, when you say the other side, we're not connected to VR Poker. This is open for any poker game, Poker Stars. So Poker Stars, I don't really play. I don't enjoy it. Is there 8 and 10 seat tables there for the cash game?
They play with 8 people. Yes,
they do. Do you know that's very, very interesting.
And like I said, anywhere you go, the 6 seat format is solely for tournaments. I mean, when you look at stats, that's why you can't base, when people say I got X amount percentage to hit this, you can't necessarily say that, because the stats that are out there are based off of playing with an 8-person table. They're not based off of what cards are not generated with them 2 extra hands that are not dealt in. So, I mean, it does, them 4 cards that would be out there make a difference. They really do.
Wow. Do you know, this is really great information. I've never even thought of that. And I'm sure it's shocked a lot of people. And that would explain a lot of things. So, thanks for that. Thanks for that. Right. So, touching on what you were going to touch on, I'm going to ask in a session. In a sessions, you could be on for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or you could be on for 5 minutes. In a session, you're at the table. What has been your biggest win at session?
Well, I currently hold the table on David O'Case. The record was $38 million. I beat that with $39.5 million. So currently I'm at $39.5 million for that table. I believe in the day that day I won a little over $50 million.
Oh my God. 50 million in one session.
Yes.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it was a great day. But like I said, that David O'Case table there, I was there for probably 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I could win 95% of the hands I was in. I couldn't lose. So, I mean, it was up to $39.5 million.
So the record's having 39.5 million.
39.5. It was 38 by Josh O'Case, and I beat it by $1.5 million about 2 months ago.
Brilliant. Well done. So, on the other hand, you can win big, but you can also lose big. So, hit me with it. In a session, your biggest loss.
Now, we're going to mind you, this day I played for 26 hours straight.
Oh, wow.
26 hours.
Can I just say, 26 hours isn't a day. That's a day and 2 hours.
Straight. Around 47 million, 45 to 47 million loss.
Oh, that's the biggest I've heard.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the month of December, for all you people out there that think this is easy, and that my bankroll at the end of December on the 31st was 120 million.
Wow. That's cool.
And that is the day I set the record on the David table.
Right.
From that day till the end of January, I lost 110 million chips on that game in 1 month. And those of you that know me know it's true, because you've seen my bankroll now. But I literally went from 120 million to a little under 10 in a month. Right. And I did not change my style nor the way I play at all. It was literally, that's where I told you, when you get to the David O'Case table and you play as many hours as I do, 6, 8, 10 hours a day, and you're losing like that, you're on one of them where you know you're losing and you don't get off. I lost 40 million in like 2 hours there. It's easy to shove all in with trips on the flop and somebody call you
Wow.
with a flush draw and you get hammered. And that happened to me over and over.
So 110 million in 4 weeks.
Yes.
How did
And I
that affect?
almost threw my Oculus against the
Well,
wall and
yeah.
didn't come back.
How did that affect you mentally?
It made me
Did,
think I was, well, first it made me think I was ignorant or what was I doing?
yeah.
But then when I got back to think, you know, the game has changed in the last 6 months.
In
There
what
are
way?
so many people with such astonishing bankrolls
Yeah.
that a year ago nobody ever thought was fathomable for the game.
Okay.
But there's so many people walking around with 50, 60, 100 million chips
Yeah.
that making them calls that they wouldn't have made like 6 months ago on
Yeah.
flush draws or inside. I've seen people with nothing
Mm.
call a $5 million all in with 2 overcards
Yeah.
and hit.
And why do you think that the changes happened? What's caused
Because
it?
the chips are indispensable to them. It's nothing for them to drop a $2 million all in when you have $100 million, 100 million chips in your bankroll.
But why have these people got all these chips now? Why is the currency so open?
There
What
was
do you
an
think caused it?
influx at one point. One, I believe it was the exodus of some of the players.
Mm.
Because when a lot of them players that left and boycotted the game left, they left by getting rid of their chips.
Ah,
They left by unloading and saying, screw that, we're not going to have our chips go back to the game
right. Okay.
or hold them in our account because we'll never be back. They just
Right.
mass exited them into the game. Then there
Right.
was so many abundances of chips out there in
Yeah.
certain, it just became unreal the amount of chips people had in their bankroll in the last 6 months.
Yeah. Because us in the Go side, we couldn't believe the talking in the Go side. We couldn't believe the amount of chips that were on the Quest side, and everybody. It was always a Quest player. It was on the leaderboard. We're going, wow, why is this so rich? And then we found that there was a glitch in the Quest side at one point, and people were getting I don't know if it was 5 or 10 million chips by doing
Yep.
some kind of process. So that put a lot of chips into the game as well, didn't it?
And I think more people, now this is just me, you call me the shit stirrer, like some people want to say.
Yeah.
More people knew about this. That's why a lot of people have so many different accounts. No one needs 15 accounts. No one needs 20 accounts. People like that, you're not going to convince me, didn't know the glitch was there and they loaded this account up with 5 million and this one and this one and this one and just, you're not going to convince me. That's what it happened. So, I mean, it's kind of like steroids in baseball. Some of these players on the leaderboard, in my mind, being around for 2 years and watching from this side, your names in my mind are always tarnished because I know what you did, even though nobody can prove it. Nobody needs 15 accounts, and nobody will ever justify to me why you do need 15 accounts other than you're moving money from one to another period.
Yeah. So do you hear that, Marius? Marius
Stop
is a
making
Go player.
accounts, Marius.
No, but Marius is a Go player, so there's no way he done that. It's just that he kept losing the Facebook page and
no, and legitimately that's cool. But these players you actually see on the tables with 5, 6, 8, 10 accounts. Every day they're on a different account.
Yeah, and anonymously as well.
In my mind, there ain't no way you didn't know about that glitch. I'm sorry. A lot of people knew about that glitch.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's move on. We're halfway through this, Scott. You're doing really good. This is the hardest question. It's a two-part question. You now can invite players to your table, 6 players, 6-player table. So you can invite 5 players. So we're going to have a social table, and we're going to have a serious gameplay table. So I want you to pick 5 players that you would invite for a social game of poker.
All right, now if I leave anybody out, forgive
That's why
me.
it's hard.
I'm
That's
friends
why
with
it's hard.
everybody.
Yeah, that's why it's hard. Right.
Oh
So
God.
who's taking seat number 2? You're in seat number 1.
All right, we're gonna invite Crazy Guy.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
gonna invite Lance. He goes by LH or Nicky Vaughn.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna invite Little Fluff.
Fluffy. Okay.
Who else did I? Oh God, I tried to think. We're gonna invite Sandy Pants and Cougar Marie.
And Cougar, mate. That's a right good social table. I've played with everyone apart from Sandy Pants, but I like the sound of her.
That's gonna be a good table.
Yeah. Right. So, competition table. One that's going to test you and maybe get some chips and stuff. A right good poker match. Sometimes some of the same players cross over. So, give me 5 names for your serious gameplay table.
Okay, the best player in the game arguably is Revenon, so we will pick Revenon. Close second would be 99. We would also pick Ace. Rev 99, Ace. Ooh. And a lot of people are gonna be mad at me, but I don't care. Bizu would have to be on that list because as far as from both sides, she is a good player.
Okay.
Rick Bunn.
Yeah, that's you. That's your table full. That's a good competition table. Rev 99, Ace Zoo, and the Bunyan. Okay. Hard question because there is friends and people you play with a lot that will feel left out. It's your tables. Now, this is the next hardest question. A lot of people avoid it. Ace avoided it. Zoo definitely avoids it. Is there any players you don't like?
100%. I've been waiting. I've been waiting.
Right, if you want to name and shame them and tell us a reason, I'm up for it.
Noel Flores. I do not dislike you as a person, but I think you're a little bitch. You run and run and run, and one day I'm gonna come to see. He runs because he knows I know his game.
Right.
I take his chips. He's told everybody he loves his chips in his bank account more than he likes them in mine. So every time I sit down, he gets off the table. He refuses to sit. No. One time, buddy. One challenge. Me versus you. Bankroll on bankroll. Sit down. We'll play heads up or with 4 other people. Come on, we used to be friends for a year. We played every night. Good buddy, blessings, blessings. You told me I know about your kids, your job, your. Come on, no.
So are you not friends anymore? Has there been
He will not sit at a table with me. He got mad about 4 months ago, finally, because I can read him. I can read him like the Wall Street Journal. I know every move the man makes, and he got so mad. He said, I will not play with you no more. So now, if I sit down, he leaves. He'll tell you bye-bye and leaves. Come on, no. Drop it. I love you, buddy. Yeah. We can be friends, but right now, you're a bitch. And I tell everybody. Everybody knows, and you knew it was coming. You're probably at Rev's house watching. Come on, no. I want your chips, buddy. I miss them. My bank account needs them desperately.
This is better than the WWF wrestling. I love this. But I've seen Noel leave a table as soon as Crazy Guy comes in.
He hates Crazy too. So.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've witnessed that. I haven't seen it with yourself, right? Okay, so no, you're on the blacklist. Is there anyone else you want to put on your list?
Her name is Zen Art. And for all you guys out there, stay away from her. If she says she has something she wants to send you, stay away from her. She's bad news. She's a gal that likes to creep the tables. And a couple years ago, she made a mistake in sending a group of gentlemen on the quest some naughty photos of herself. And she likes to play ping pong from places you don't play ping pong from. So stay away from her, guys. Stay away. So Zen Art, she knows. People have
Right.
been at the table. If she sits down at my table, I let her know what I think. She's nasty, disgusting, and doesn't have nothing better to do.
Okay,
So stay
right.
away. But
I've
other than
never-
that, I love everybody.
Right. I've
Love
never
everybody.
heard of her actually, Zenart. Hi, there you go. Sherry's in. Sherry today.
Cherie.
And there's Arnold. That's Newton, all
How
the
you
way
doing,
from
Newton?
Switzerland
Good to see
via
you,
Germany.
Newton.
A German staying in Switzerland. Yep. So yeah, okay. So the Zenart, I'll need to.
Zen Art and Noel. Stay
Right.
away, guys.
Right, you've just told Noel to come in and
No,
you
I want
challenged
Noel.
him.
I want
Yeah.
Noel. But
All
if
right,
you
okay.
piss Noel off, he'll leave your table. That's
Right, okay. Right. So who is the best players you've played? You've kind of half mentioned that in your list
Yeah.
of
Yeah, I
tables.
think
So
at this point, undisputably highest bankroll of any active player is Rev. So I mean,
but wait a minute, does a high bankroll constitute being the best player?
no, it doesn't constitute being the best player. But I've known Rev now. We started the exact same time. To be honest, Rev and I came up through the tables together, and I am more proud of Rev than anybody on this game because Rev seriously changed his play. He's one, you guys, we need to get on here because he's one I'm intrigued to know some of these answers. He changed his play about a year ago. Rev was like Lance. If anybody played with Lance, Rev played exactly like Lance. He would play every hand, no matter how much it was, to the river, every hand for about a year. And Rev revamped his game. When he found out about that leaderboard over there on the Go side and that there was such, it changed the mentality in his game.
Okay.
And that has shown in the last year. Rev has went from being just a reckless, carefree player who didn't give a damn about chips to somebody who
methodical,
he's the number one active player in the league, and he went for that. He put that in his mind when he found out that was there, and that's why people chase him. That's why people do.
Yeah. And who was Titanium? Who's that?
Titanium's an excellent player. She is a player that lives in New Jersey. She plays professionally. She plays many hours. But she's a great player.
I've never seen her. Does she still play? Is she active?
No, she was part of the group that left.
Right. And was she not the highest bankroll?
She was the highest bankroll.
You
still is currently. I mean, that's why I say Rev is the highest active playing bankroll.
So is Titanium better than Rev?
Oh, absolutely. Titanium is the best player I've played with on that game, period. Titanium can tell you your two cards damn near 99% of the time. Really? She can tell you by the river what you have in your hand 99. She is that good. I've never played with someone that you feel like she knows what you got every time.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just scary thought.
It's just such a good game. There's so many different ways about this game. It's brilliant.
I love poker. I love poker.
yeah. We all do. Would you say you're addicted to the VR?
I spend 10 now that I'm hurt. See, with my job, I worked all summer and then I was off all winter. So those of you know me know from October, November through March, I'm on that game 15 hours a day. 15 is minimal. So I'm definitely addicted to poker.
Very good. Right. Question 14. Bad points and 15. Bad points about the game and what would you change? So the 14 and 15 is kind of bad points and what would you change about it?
We already talked about the 2 seats added for the cash game, and I've been advocating for 2 years a sit out button. So I can go use the damn bathroom without having to hold the game up or inconvenience other players or leave the table and have to come back. So a sit out button, even if it was 2 rounds of miss the blind and then they boot you out, or 5 like Poker Stars, they give you 15 minutes. A clock counts down, and after 15 minutes, you're done. But that 15 minutes runs the whole. So, like, if you use 5 minutes now, it's off your 15 minutes. You don't get it back on.
Okay. That's
I would do a sit-out button and also a disconnect. The other thing I hate, and I understand there ain't no rules in poker, but I don't like people going south and then coming back to the table, win 5 million chips, leave the table and come back with 500,000, win 2 million chips, go off, come back with 500,000. In a casino, they don't let you do that. When you're playing for a real cash, you can't win a huge pot, decide I'm going to cash out, walk out the door, turn around, come back in and buy back in and sit back down.
Yeah.
They don't let you do that. On the other side, you can't win money, leave the table, and come back. You have to come back. If you go back to the same table within an hour, you have to go back with the exact same amount you left that table with. That should be built into the game, regardless. Okay. You should not be able to get up and come back, because we got a lot of players. I understand why they do it, but it takes the money off the table for the other players, especially if you're going to just bounce and come right back.
Yeah.
You've now taken that money that was the table money off the table, put it in your own personal bankroll, and came back with the money. That's one. It's, I mean, poker ethics. I mean, we don't have rules, but it's not ethics to take the money off the table and come back. And there's a few players that do it, and we call them out.
Yeah. The person that highlighted that for me, and I never thought about it, was Bazoo. When we interviewed Bazoo, which we do again because it was deleted, Bazoo quite clearly said, well, the people that do that, they're coming back into the table with so much disadvantage, because if they've got a high stack at the table, they are in position on the table. They're showing, their worth. So why leave the table and come in short stacked? You're disadvantaged right away.
Absolutely. I don't get the players that buy in. Like, you go to David O'Kay's table where it's a 5 million max buy and buy in for 500,000.
Yeah.
You're basically committing to going all in with one hand.
Yeah.
Because that's the action on that table. So you're basically saying, I'm going to pick the best hand I got and shove 500,000. And I don't get, to me, that's not poker. That's more bingo style than poker.
Yeah.
But again, everybody has their own game. Some people have told me I play better short stack. My mindset is different when I don't come in with the full amount, which I guess if that's your mentality that you're going to hold on to less chip. To me, if I get pocket aces, the very first hand I sit down, I want to be able to maximize my value, not just double up the min buy-in. I mean, that's for sure not my way of thinking.
Yeah. And is there any other bad points you can think of about the game or things you would change?
Not necessarily. I mean, we all know about the glitches. We've dealt with them for 2 years now. I love to hear people bitch about the different glitches. We've dealt with them. The glitches are going to be there. The game's never going to be perfect. It's a great game. We all keep going. They just need to incorporate a few things we need. We need a sit out button. We need the chip when you leave and come back. And I mean, we need them 2 seats. I'm telling you, it would make the game, and I'm telling you, it would cut the action.
Yeah.
The people winning $2 to $5 million every hand shoving because they're flopping the nut flush.
Yeah.
It would cut that down. The chips would not flow through the tables like they do.
Yeah, my biggest one is we should be able to show our cards. That's a huge part of poker.
I agree. I like that aspect on the other side, because mentally, sometimes it's about the only thing we have left. We can't sit there and judge somebody's face like you do in real life. We've got a lot of players that being able to show them you bluffed them on a big pot or you had the nuts could psyche them into giving up the rest of their chips. So I 100% would support that. Yeah.
It's a huge part of the game. Right. So question 16, how often do you play it? I mean, you've kind
I'm
of
pretty
touched
much
on
7 days a week. I mean, I tried to think about it the other day. I would minimally say 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
I put at least 60.
There was stats on the Go side when you could see how many hours you played. And I think that's a good stat to maybe the developers would look at, showing the stats of how long you spent on the table. And there was, you used to get a shirt, I Love Poker VR. If you spent, I can't remember how many hours, you got that shirt automatically. And of course, I think they've stopped issuing out shirts as well, haven't they?
Altogether, unless the only one's the player of the month.
Yeah, and I stole one.
Well, I won a millionaires. I won the millionaires tournament, and they quit giving out the shirts. I mean, come on. If they already had, I don't understand if they already had the shirts made. I understand not they have the ability to make new ones.
Yeah.
But if you already had the shirts made, how do you not have access to still give those shirts out?
See, that leads us on to the next question. Have you given yourself a challenge in the game now? The challenge for us on the Go side was to pick up some of these shirts that you could win, to get your level up on your trophy. Every trophy was different. So you wanted this trophy, you wanted that trophy, you wanted level to go up. That was always staring you. So you're always challenging that. But all it seems to be left for me in the quest side is the bankroll. Challenge is the bankroll, to get your bankroll up. And that bores me, because what bores me the most, and sorry, Rick Bunn and Bazoo, they've got a ding dong going on right now to see who's the best or the richest Go player.
Yeah.
And they were on the table a couple of nights ago, and Bazoo says to Rick, you overtook me now. And I says, right, the two of you, shut the fuck up. I don't care how many chips you have got. Not interested. And there's certain players that come on the tables and say, oh, and Noel does it. Noel does it all the time.
Yes.
I've got 160 million chips. So I'm not interested. You've not got 160 million chips sitting at this table. You've got 5 million. That's your maximum buy-in. So you're not any better than me right now at this present moment. So, so what is the challenge for you in the game? Where do you challenge? Is it tournaments? I'll talk about that in a minute. What challenges you?
It's hard, like you said, it's hard to. I mean, I guess that goes back to your other recommendation. The other thing I would recommend is if the number can go up, why can't it go down?
Oh, yeah.
Why couldn't it go down for losses? Yeah. I've told people that before. If the number truly reflected your losses as well as wins, it would mean something. If you lost a ranking because you lost so many pots or the same dollar amount it took to get that ranking, to me, the number should tabulate forward and backward.
Yeah.
To where then a level 50 could then be dropped back down to a level 48 or 30 or.
And something else really silly. I mean, I think I'm level 54 as well, but it only tells me 50. Why can they not change the number to 54? It stops at 50. It's ridiculous.
It's That's why I said they're really, and I don't play tournaments. I don't. Now, if they did some type of point system, which was what I was going to suggest for tournaments, by either wins or places finished within a month or something like that, came up with some type of format to make it more rewarding. But the incentive to play in a tournament on that site other than the Sunday tournament ain't worth my time. I can win more in one hand on the tables I play in. So.
And that's my question. So the challenge, we're struggling in this game to challenge yourself. We need something.
There isn't really a way to challenge yourself unless you just pick a specific player and say, this is, my goal this month is to take as many chips from. Well, and that's where we were going to say my alternate account you asked me about in the beginning of the show. That only gets used to play with Noel. I figured last month I had to create a way to still take some of his chips. So this account is called the Noel account. And all the chips in it, which I'm up to 12 mil now off you, buddy, in a month. 12 mil. So that's my Noel account. That's
all right. Very good. Very good. So so the tournaments, do you play the Sunday tournament?
I like the Sunday Millionaires, That's about the most realistic one I can play in.
So an idea as well would be, like what you said, if you win a tournament, then you should be able to level up.
Yes.
That should
because if you play, I know several people that only play tournaments, and I've known them for years. And they're still level 15 or 20, but they're great tournament players. But there's no value in playing a tournament, none, other than the prize.
Yeah, Facebook users wrote, Scott, what's up?
What's up?
Because you didn't click on StreamYard to use your name, just type your name, tell us who you are, because we can't see your name. We just see Facebook user. So whoever wrote, what's up? Just type your name. So have you ever, sexy, woo? I don't know if that's for me or for you. I think it's probably
Probably for
you.
you, Shook.
No, I don't think so, no. So talking about millionaires, have you ever won the millionaires tournament?
One time, the week after they said they discontinued the shirts. Crazy.
It's crazy, guy.
Yeah, the week after they claimed they discontinued the shirts, I won the millionaire. But that's the only time.
I didn't think I was ever going to win it, and I did. I won it. I was delighted. Delighted. I've not played it that much. I've played it about 12 or 15 times. I'm the same as you, Scott. Tournaments don't excite me.
Nope.
But there is a different way to play tournaments. It's totally different, I find. What about you? Tournament play?
Yeah, I'm totally different tournament play. It's easier for me though because I'm already, patient. I don't play many hands to begin with, but mine is speeding it up. See, when you play a tournament and you're on that blind structure, you gotta, you gotta shift gears and be able to make that shift. And sometimes that's always been my problem in a tournament. What's up, crazy? I can't make that shift, and I get caught on the blinds, and before I know it, I got to shove in one hand, and I'm screwed. So, I mean, hardest part of playing tournaments is knowing when to shift that gear and move it up.
Yeah. Also, you're playing tournaments, you're playing with a lot of strangers, so you don't really know the way they play as well and what their strategy is. So, unless you're getting a table with players then it's a bit more. You've got to be a bit more sharper on the ball.
And like you, I prefer to play. If I'm looking at a tournament before I get in it, I will go to a table where I don't know anybody. I prefer to do that because I do like the competition. When I play with the same 15 to 20 people as long as I have, I do like that change of pace. Not to say I don't like the people I play with, but it gets in a way easy when I know how your betting pattern is or how you react to certain things. It almost becomes routine. And sometimes to break the monotony of that, I will just go off by myself and people will be like, you okay? And it's like, yeah, I like to hang out with 5 new people right now, and have a different. It's actually then more challenging.
It's just if you ever tell your friends about VR poker that haven't got it, who are poker players, I don't think they get it. I don't think they understand how good it is. I mean, there's that girl that came on, was it Sandy Pants?
Yes.
Yeah, she's from New Zealand, and she could be sitting in the same room as us right now.
Absolutely.
It's just the internet and the VR. It's like we're in the same room, and it's players from all over the world. I would never be playing with fellow city men like you from Chicago without this.
It's amazing how many people, especially through COVID, in the last 2 years I've met, that either the VR has saved them or has kept their sanity. Because us in the United States, we don't get like the people overseas. We were locked down, but we weren't locked down in some parts like you guys were over there. So, I mean, I couldn't imagine talking to some of the people and they're like, you know what, this VR saved me from literally going crazy because I've been out in months.
Mental health, definitely. Right. So is there any players you want to name that no longer play the game? I think there's a few that you will know that's no longer here.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the old timers on David O. I'll name them out, and OP and Winnie and Josh O, Titanium, Rebel, Speed and Design. I mean, I think it was stupid what everybody did. I didn't follow suit. I had the option to jump ship with everybody.
Yeah.
I miss everybody. We need all the good players back. A couple of them have come back. I know one of them's back under an alternate account, not speaking because he don't want to get his account banned. But
But would
Just
they
know,
get
guys,
banned? Would they get banned for coming back?
well,
Did they
they
break?
were. I think they believe that because they were banned already, that they would be rebanned again. I mean, OP was banned, and you know what? Things were said I don't agree with. Tactful ways to say things
Yeah,
on both sides. I think it was blown up to be stupid. I think it was a simple fix. The game could have just
yeah,
fixed the problem and left it go.
yeah,
What people don't understand is they say, well, you know what? You guys don't buy chips,
yeah.
so they don't care about you. Well, you know what? We do buy chips in a sense, because without us sending the people we send to the store by taking their chips,
Yeah, that's
they
true.
wouldn't need to go to the store.
That's true.
So I mean, they look at us and say we have no value because
Yeah,
you're not the physical one purchasing the chips, but we do have the value because without our skill to take the chips from the guys buying them,
yeah.
there wouldn't be no need for a store.
Well, so here, your phone's going. So the question I ask you then, because the high rollers, the game doesn't make money from them directly. Um, to make the game work even better and have all the features you wanted and to get benefits, would you subscribe to a game if it was just perfect for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would pay $10 a month if you were getting something back and getting satisfaction of a good game and getting something of value. Would
I'd
you?
pay more than that for the right
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you were talking last week,
Yeah.
to have private tournaments,
Mhm. Yeah.
upgraded features,
Yeah.
something like they do across the way when you join their, they call it a VIP club.
Yeah.
You know, $9.99 a month. You get X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Upgraded avatar.
Yeah.
Anybody would.
Of
The
course.
game generates
I
so
mean,
money. Come on, we've been telling them do it.
I know it's 2 cups of coffee a month, for God's
Exactly.
sake, and all the amount of hours we spend on it is really good value. Have you ever met any players in real life?
No,
VR
but we need
players?
to. We need
Yeah.
to. We've
Yeah.
been talking, a few of us been talking about doing the Florida people that live in Florida, but we
Okay.
definitely need to, especially now that with COVID the last couple of years, it's been really hard to plan anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many of us that live within 8 hours of each
Yeah.
other.
Well,
That
here's something that we had planned just before lockdown, and it was back with Cindy and Daddy Joe, or Big Daddy, and Cherie. We were organizing a poker VR cruise, and we were going to probably base it out of Fort Lauderdale, somewhere in Florida. And we were thinking of sailing out of New York, but it's in Florida. At least you've got the sun, you've got the weather right away when you sail out. So we were going to organize a 7-day cruise for poker players, and the idea was you come in with your families and just all enjoy the cruise, but maybe every night before dinner or after dinner, we would go into the library, into the card room, and we would have our own tournaments, cash games every night at the same time. Stay away from the casino because
yeah.
the cruise ship casino is just shit. I think.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yep.
make our own casino in a space on the ship, and have our own tournaments, and I think that would be really cool. But
I
some
would be 100. Yes.
Yeah. So I think at the time we had about 12 people really interested, and then lockdown struck. And I think if we could get Pokeroo, this channel that we're on, there's a lot of good people on it. And I think if somebody were switched on and we said, like, in 18 months' time, we're going to have a 1 week cruise for poker VR players, then we could stimulate enough people to say, yeah, I'm interested. One person could be the organizer and get a group booking and get a really good price, because these cruise ships are giving deals out.
Oh yeah, they're hand over fist giving
Yeah.
stuff away.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if we could have 18 or maybe even 20 families or 20 people that want to go on a cruise, I'm sure we'll get a good deal. But we need one person that would pull all this together and have like the cruise committee.
Yeah,
Are you with me?
that's what we need. Yep.
Yeah. So we maybe start looking to do some of that. I'll put it on the page and see if anyone's interested in taking a hold of that. So I would definitely go to it. And I think there's a few European and world players that would join in with that. It's a big trip for us to
absolutely
travel over the pond, but certainly something I've had no qualms doing it. And I think it would be great to stand at a bar with use people, and then Noel comes behind the bar and he's the bartender.
I'm ready. He'll be cleaning up the beers.
Yeah. He's a bartender. Little did we know that he's a barman on the cruise ship.
Damn the luck, Noel. Come on, Noel, just play with me, buddy. It's all right.
Scott, we're on to our last question there, man. It's just flown in. This is an hour and 5 minutes. It's flown in. The craziest thing you've seen or done on the tables, on the VR poker tables, can you think of any silly things or something silly? It doesn't have to be the cards. It could be people singing a song, karaoke, telling jokes, or can you think of anything?
I don't know. I thought about that too, and I got to go back to the time it was Bizou, and I forget. I want to say Cherie, or maybe it was Rose in California, but
yeah,
we were at a table, and a guy kept going away from the table, and he didn't realize that even though he had left walking away from the table, that we could still see everything he was doing. And Bizou's in the background of her Oculus trying to repeat what's going on to her husband. And this guy's, you could see him walk around with a corner, and he's in another room and doing inappropriate things to himself.
Oh my God.
Bizou's describing it like a commentator.
Chris!
I'll never forget that.
There's a guy masturbating.
And she says, I don't think he knows we can see him, even though she's telling him that. It was just great. Yeah. It was probably the funniest thing that I've seen. But
we do get a lot of laughs on the table. It really is. It's
a lot of fun.
It's a pleasure to meet all yous guys, girls. I love it. And you know, it's been a pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you, Shug.
Yeah, and thanks for coming on, and thanks to Fluffy for organising it.
Thank you, Fluffy.
I don't like invading. Oh, where's he went? Never. He's back. I don't like invading people's privacy and space, so I don't like. Sometimes I feel if I'm at a table and I say, Scott, do you want to do an interview? I don't want you to feel, I don't know what to say. So I've kind of stopped kind of asking people. I'd rather people come forward.
There you go.
And the moderator say, let you fancy it, because it's harmless and it's great. You're going to be a star all week, and people are going to see you now in a different light.
And next person needs to get on there, guys. We know we're a group. That's the one thing I found 2 years ago, and it's the one thing that's kept me. Because the other side is there, and I've tried it, and it's poker, but it ain't a group. No. You can't talk to people. You can't have the interactions. The people I've met here from all over the world that I talk to in my daily life, to my friends and family, they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, my buddy Speed from Norway, or, this guy from Scotland, or, and they're like, I'm like, I play with them every day, 8 hours a day.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I bet your wife knows half the names that you play with.
My wife lays in bed and she wakes up, and I'll be in bed sitting there, and we'll be carrying on, hooping and hollering and laughing. And she'll, what is going on? I'm like, go back to sleep, honey. I'm on, So my wife is great. She plays on there too. So if you ever see her, say hi. But she plays the little tables. She don't have the money to, but yeah, it's definitely a community.
Yeah, Sherry's telling us Speed is from the Netherlands. He's from Holland. Yeah. Well done, Scotty, Facebook user. I don't know if that's still crazy, guys. But yeah, Scott, thank you very much. Is that your wife there?
No. She's not on.
All right. Pamela Mary. Sorry.
Good to meet you, Pamela.
I thought that was your wife. Yep. They have a great interview team. We can't see the name, Facebook user. If you're going to comment, click on the link.
All right, Shug. Well, thank you guys so much for the time.
Yeah. And we'll see you around the tables. I'm just about ready to go on now as well.
I'm gonna do it myself. Thanks, Shug.
It was former 37. Thanks very much, Scott, and we'll see you around the tables.
Guys,
And don't
have a great
forget,
night.
give me your chips. He's away before I even took his chips. Yeah, nice guy. And once again, it's quite a distinctive voice. Not like mine. It's not very distinctive, and you hear him at the tables, and it's good to put a face to the voice. Just like you've got my beautiful face and my beautiful accent and my really dodgy jacket. Thanks, Marius. It's time you're back on. Good morning, buongiorno. Okay, folks. I'll see you all probably next week. I meant to say a thank you to all the moderators who are working hard on the page as well. And a big thanks to a moderator who gives us all the stats for the weekly challenge, the weekly quest. So thanks very much to Phil. That's Monk Bungler, who every week he puts up the challenge and the odds of winning it. And I never really thank him much. And he is our very own Harry Potter. It'd be great to get him back on with Sasso as he's already, So I'll see you probably next week, and hopefully we're going to get Glenn lined up for next week. Speak to the moderators, and also we want. I'll put it out there right now. Right, let's think about it. Where are we at? We're at June 2022. What if I said October 23? Okay, October 2023. We want to go on a poker VR cruise leaving from Florida. Okay, leaving from Florida, October 2023, a 7-night Caribbean cruise. Who would like to be the organizer of that? I would do it. However, I think it's better coming from someone in America. Probably better somebody in Florida, because I'm sure that you will get really, really good deals if we get a group booking. So if anybody would be interested in being the chairman of the cruise committee, here we go, the cruise committee, then just drop us a little message and we'll get you hooked up, and you can start finding out the interest and maybe pricing and stuff for the cruise. Oh, here we go. Crazy guy. Crazy guy, is that a volunteer to be the chairman of the cruise committee? I'll let you think about it. Yeah, somebody's nominating Crazy. Crazy is in Florida, and he's crazy enough. I think we would get his deals. I think Crazy should be in charge of the October 23 cruise. Crazy, I need your confirmation in that, because I'll just accept it right away if you say, "Yep, I'm your guy." I'll. What does he say? He's not qualified. I'll let you think about it. All right. Right. I'm going to go now. I need to get on the show. Okay. He says, but you can help. But no, I want somebody. Yes, you can help. You could be part of the committee, but I need a chairman. I need someone that can pull it all together. I need someone that can pull all the deposits together, pay the cruise company, get good deals, and do it all. So if there's anybody that's kind of likes to do that. Right, I'm away. I'm babbling. Give me your chips. See you later. Bye. Bye.